Hello viewers, you're welcome to Moment with PJ. My name is Udochukwu Kenihoma. I'll be your host for today's episode. And today we'll be talking about sexual discomfort in marriages. And we'll be looking at how couples can provide sexual guidance for sexual discomfort in their marriages to build intimacy and also have a fulfilling marriages. And we have key points that we'll be exploring today, which is open and honest communication, active listening, setting boundaries, and so on. PJ is here to help educate us today on this very topic. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you, Queen.
Sir, sexual discomfort in marriages is becoming common in so many homes, and you see them experiencing lack of sexual desires, and then how else would I put it? How a lot of issues coming up because of sexual issues in their marriages. And so I'll first of all ask you if couples senses sexual discomfort in their marriages, what do you think they can do?
Okay, I think the first thing to do is to educate our viewers on what are the likely discomforts they or what they can experience, sexually in their marriages. Okay, I think that's the start point.
Okay.
But basically, sex is supposed to be an enjoyable moment for a couple. It should be a moment they look forward to. All right. And so, if there's a discomfort along the line, it really calls for attention, because that isn't the original plan for sex. It's to build intimacy, it's to foster unity, it's to build friendship, and above all, is to get these couples glued together. All right. So there is no avenue for discomfort. I say that to say this: when couples begin to experience discomfort in any form, there is something they should look into.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, for that explanation. Okay, now how can couples listen actively and empathically to each other's concern regarding this sexual discomfort?
Okay, Queen, let us take it off from question answering stuff. You are a woman. Let me put you on the spot. Have you experienced discomfort before, sexually?
Well, sir, I want to educate the viewers.
Yeah, we're going to start from you. Yeah, we're going to start from you so that, it is from the known to the unknown. It's called pentalogical. We have to teach. So that when we itemize this discomfort, someone listening to us say, yes, I experienced it. I'm sorry I brought you on the spot. But as a woman, what are the common discomfort a woman can experience within the confines of a family? That's what I'm asking.
I know, for men, because...
talk for women, not talk for men.
No, I'm talking about from the men's perspective.
Okay.
Because they tend to have more of this sexual desire, much more than women.
Okay.
Okay. And probably they don't know how they can come to talk to their wives to put them in that, how would I put it, in that...
Okay, to prepare their women.
Yes, for them to accept them.
Okay.
As at the time they need it, because they need it constantly. And
so the discomfort is basically the differences in when they both need it.
Not just that specifically.
Okay.
Other things might be inclusive. Okay. Probably timing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. For example, for me, to start with, sex is communication. Or sex is communicating. You communicate sex. Unfortunately, I will accept that most men are selfish lovers. Selfish in the sense that they tend to focus on their satisfaction than the satisfaction of their spouse, their wives. And so a man can just be just horny by what he saw on television, by one news he heard, and he wants to come home and bounce on the wife. The wife too may not be in the right frame of mind for it. Okay, and so but sex is communicated. When a man notices He needed to meet with his wife because it is legal wife and it's fine. Okay, by with the confines of marriage, right? A man or the men should learn how best to communicate their sexual desires or urge with their wife. Because at the end of the day, if it's become injurious or burden to the woman, then there is no enjoyment. Sex becomes an enjoyable activity when both of them joyfully get into the act. Alright? And so when a man forces his way into getting himself satisfied without the satisfaction of the woman, it is not proper. Alright, so the first thing is, let us learn to communicate sex. If you're at work and you just feel, oh, I'm feeling somehow, you can send your wife a lovely message. On reading your message, she will know that this man just sent me this text. I won't be surprised if all of these happen at night. Okay? Because sex is prepared for. You don't have schedule for sex. No, there's no timetable for sex. Yes, but it is prepared for. Why? You prepare the mind of your wife to give you the best of satisfaction. You don't just go to sex because you want to do it. You do because it's an encounter, an experience. It is a fellowship between you and your spouse. And after such fellowship, they should share the grace, and you know what I'm saying? So they should be happy afterwards. And so we should learn to communicate this. Now, but if a man doesn't know how to communicate sex, and the woman is the one at the receiving end, she shouldn't just die in silence. She can also have a personal meeting with her husband. You are my husband, I have attraction for you, but we are not going in the right way.
Well,
so she can. Yeah.
Sorry, so when you mean communicating sex,
yes,
does it mean that a man, and for instance, as the man that comes, let me use days to qualify what I want to say now.
Okay.
For instance, if the man comes for it probably every day,
okay,
like every day he wants to have it with the wife,
okay,
and the wife started complaining that this is bringing discomfort to her as a person,
okay,
and then the man refuses to understand that aspect, feeling that this person is my wife, and at any time he wants it, she must provide it.
Okay, I don't subscribe to the word must.
That is what some men
because must, you are not putting an obligation on the woman. No, sex is not obligatory. Okay. Sex is a game played by two, enjoyed by both. Did you get that?
I do.
It's a game played by two. One don't play the game. And it ought to be enjoyed by both. So if the man plays the game and there is no feedback on the other end, he will know that he's on this game alone. Okay? Now, understanding is key. And you see, a lot needs to be done to the African mind.
I think
in this regard.
Yes.
A lot.
African mind, yes.
Yeah, because some persons just see their wives as
a
sex toy or a tool. Always ready, without considering the psychological frame of the woman,
yes,
looking at her emotional readiness, even look at her physical strength and well-being. Okay, so a lot needs to be done in this regard. Now, what I mean by communicating love is this. You want to meet your wife at evening. Let's say you are working, a very hardworking young man, and then you're coming back from work. You can just call your wife. I can't wait to have you tonight. Hey, you know, women, you joke with it. Have me how? Well, you know your lips is something else. I can't just wait. You can't believe all through work today, your thoughts have just been coming to my mind.
Coming in a romantic way.
So that's what I'm saying. You can even tell her, what you did last night was something else. I don't understand how tonight is going. Just create something to sell to her that the football match can happen tonight. It's called bedroom soccer. Okay? So you prepare her. I get what I'm saying. Don't just come and enter the field and start running. She's not done. You got to warm up. You got to do 1 or 2 exercises before the football match.
Again, I want to say something. Don't you think men also need to create in themselves timing.
Now, let me quickly throw this back at you. It's not about the men, okay? It is not only the men that have high sex drive.
It's mostly found in men, few women.
If there is one woman, then we should try to balance it.
Okay.
There are women also who, by creation, can have these things every day. Let us not say it's only the men, no. Okay? So we should try and balance it. The key thing is understanding of your sex, your partner's sexual urge and drive and all that. It's key. Very, very important. Okay, so if a man wants it every day, listen, that is why I still propose and encourage premarital communication, where you discuss these things. You see, unfortunately, because you are in a church, the church does not support some conversation. Or some churches. But I think enlightenment is coming to churches today. Sex education is being taught.
Yes.
So there is no big deal discussing with your intending wife. I can be very this, I can be this, I can be this. Okay? So that the lady in question have an idea of what she's going into. I've heard some people say, I cannot marry somebody I've not sampled. What if I now get into the marriage and I say something else? It is because we shy away from such conversations. So it is important that we discuss these things. And I encourage every church to inculcate it in their marriage counseling classes. Ask them straight up, tell me how powerful. Let's talk these things. Because many families, especially Christian homes, they're crying. They're crying. You see the brother in church always carrying the Bible. You don't know he's a raving wolf on the bed. So, but the sister didn't know. Alright, so there's a need for that conversation. But if peradventure one is found herself into such a situation, let us communicate. The man also needs to know that this woman you are having this with has a feeling, has a physical body.
Yes.
Okay, while it is enjoying, it can also be injurious. It's just like the power source. Everybody enjoys light. You watch the television, you put on your AC, your fan, you use the power for many things. But when you abuse the principles of power, you get shocked. And so there is a need to balance these things, okay? We should not see our wives as just a toy that we only go to when we need it. Trust me, when a man takes care of his wife very well, the wife will always be available for the man.
Okay, that means what you're saying in total is something that they should create much value on.
Of course, sex is wonderful. God in his wisdom gave it to man. God is not a joker. For God to put that in us, we should not take it
For granted.
for granted. It has a purpose.
Yes.
And we should value it the way God intended it to be. So, but there are people that have high sexual urge and all that. If you are in that category, have a conversation with your wife. Know that she is a human being. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Sexual urge, is it natural in some people or some people actually created it themselves?
Sexual urge ought to be natural. But most men are under this temptation of trying to impress a woman. Because unfortunately, you women put men into trouble.
Hi.
Yes. You tell the men, oh my goodness, I want it more, I want it this. You know, it's only one round you can go.
Yeah, so how can
hold on, let me finish.
That will
Hold on, let me finish.
Man, now it will not push
Hold on.
Will it make a man
Queen, I'm going to see it.
It's a question I'm asking.
Queen, I'm going to see it. Just hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only one round you can come. Can't we go 2 non-stop? Can't you go 3? When a man keeps hearing that, can't you go 4?
Is that not when the man
can
should
you
not
hold
come
on?
and be open to the communication that
Just hold
you're
on.
gonna kill me too. I don't have
I'm
that
not
kind of
talking
strength.
towards you, I'm not talking back.
Oh, okay.
When you tell a man that, a man might be pushed to ask him 1 or 2 friends, because what do I do to go 1, 2, 3, 4 non-stop? And before you know it, what do I advise him? Oh, there are energizing drugs. there are drinks, there are this, there are this. And so the man gets used to it. Naturally, God gave every man strength and ability to satisfy their spouse. Okay? But you see, a lot, let me just shock you. When you talk about sexual purity, it cures this problem. When a woman meets her husband, the first man you are meeting in your life is a man you ended up marrying. You've not met a man that opened your leg, one to Jericho, one to Jerusalem.
Okay.
A man that gave you a marathon sex for 10 hours in your ex. And suddenly you met a brother whose strength can go for 40 minutes. In your subconscious, you are imagining the brother or the guy who in your past took you 10 hours like a horse.
Is there anything like sexual purity? Is that the specific?
Yes, it is. Forget that. Well, dispensation does not define principles.
What
It is tested over time. Now, what I'm saying this is this. I do not support a man not satisfying his wife. But oftentimes, men, because it is a shame for a man not to satisfy his wife. I'm a man. You don't know what it means for a man to have his wife and not get her satisfied. Nothing is so shattering, and so a man can go to any extent to ensure that, oh, when I'm done with her, she tells me, thank you, daddy, thank you.
Is it not killing to the man? Such energetic drugs, is it not dangerous to men's health?
Well, some of them are medically approved. Because it's medically approved, I can say they are fine. Okay? But of course, it shouldn't be an over-counter drug. It should be what is prescribed by a certified medical doctor who should have checked your body mass index, your BMI, and check some of your vitals to ensure that those drugs will not have any effect on you. You can see there are cases where people just stop and die.
Yeah.
Don't they act right? Because there's a drug abuse, there's an abuse.
Yeah.
Every drug has a prescription and it is tied to your strength. Okay? So the reason we have those abuses is because the young man wants to make a mark. Sex is not aimed at making a mark. You don't prove a point in sex. The most important thing is to make your spouse happy. And there are many ways to be involved in sex that can make your spouse happy than going on drugs.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask as in the next question. So what are some other resources for seeking additional guidance or support?
Yeah, there are books on that. I want to believe the internet is just an open market. Just type into you want, how do I satisfy my spouse? You have a million of guide. Okay, so there are materials, there are journals, there are write-ups on it. Go contact those materials. Then secondly, you can also go to a marriage counselor, all right, who by virtue of experience must have handled such cases. They will discuss with you both to look at the two of you and see how to come to a common ground. All right. Then also there is a need to get to conversation. The two of you can actually read these books together. You can actually watch these movies together as a couple. You don't shy about it, but to talk about it. Okay. So when you discuss this with your spouse, you can both of you go check the internet and get materials that can help you. And if you are not shy, you can approach a counselor who will navigate you through on how best to handle each other. The most important thing about marriage is sex satisfaction. Okay? And maybe we're going to teach you something. There are stages in sexual activity. Alright? It is not proper for the man to just come in and want to bounce on his wife without sending an information, preparing her mind, because sex is a mind thing. If your mind is distorted by thoughts and problems, you wouldn't respond. And so your spouse needs to be prepared. Alright? Environment just needs to be right. Ladies or women love the security before they go into such. So you want to be sure the environment is secured. You know. So there are stages to which we can go through to have great sex. Yes.
Thank you, sir, for that explanation. And then again, I want to ask you, what self-care practices can couple engage into enhancing sexual comfort and confidence in their marriages?
Yes, self-care is important. Self-care will only come to play when your marriage is not too good. Okay, it's as okay, your spouse isn't meeting you as you should want, as against going into rejection, because actually it makes one feel rejected. Okay, you think, oh, am I not good for him and all that? Love yourself. Okay, there is a need to take care of yourself. You need to find out, why is my spouse not attracted to me? Is it the way I look? Is it the way I appear? Is it the way I smell? That some persons, what turns them on is just the smell of a perfume you came with. And so some persons just come back from work, you're sweating, no deodorant, your armpit oozing, some funny aroma. I want to grab the woman, the door will be shut.
Also, maybe in the house, the man also talks to the woman as well.
Yes, and so a lot of things you need to look good. Like I said, it's something that is wonderful. You prepare for it.
Okay.
It smells fine. If possible, go and brush your teeth.
Okay, thank you very much. Finally, sir, I want to ask you, how can couple ensure ongoing open communication about sexual comfort and pleasure?
Yeah, like I said, sex is talking. Sex is what? Talking. Even right on the act, talk sex. Because of our view, I said we don't spoil. Sex is talking. I get what I'm saying. Right in the act, you can discuss sex. You can ask your spouse, are you enjoying it? Is this how you want it? Okay. But you, even while in the act, you don't rush with sex. You're not on drugs. It's an exercise. Okay? So you talk sex. You must be open about it. Provided the person is your wife. So I'm speaking within the confines of marriage.
Of course.
So you open up and talk. Do you want it this way? You can say, oh baby girl, I want it this way. Oh guy, can you give me this way? You talk. Don't be shy about it. Alright? The Bible says the two were naked and they don't know. So there is that openness, provided you both are legally married. Talk about it. So the conversation should be open, should be total. Don't die in silence. Talk about it.
Wow. It's nice having you in the studio, sir. Thank you very much. Dear viewers, you have heard open communication is key to sexual discomfort, and there is no need to shy about it. You come together, have a quality time, spend time, talk about it, and have great understanding concerning this. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Shalom, greeting in Jesus' precious name.
Amen.